Hi everyone, welcome to WW Designs. My name is Nikki and today I have a really fun scrap busting video for you. So in a craft group that I'm in, I signed up to make 3 thrinchies. Didn't quite know what a thrinchie was, even though I took a wild stab in the dark. But in simple English, a thrinchie is a decorated 3-inch by 3-inch card. So of course you can use cardstock, you can use whatever you like. You can decorate them and keep them flat, which would make them a perfect journal card or even a little gift tag. But if you would like to make them 3D and add embellishments with some height, these would make a great card topper. But I had to do some for this swap, and then I thought, why don't I get some scraps out? I'm going to include this video in my rainy day projects list because honestly, if you're bored one day, grab some scraps out, have some fun. This is so easy. So I've got a few different types of scraps and things that I've used. So why don't we make some and I'll show you. So obviously the first and easiest one is to grab a piece of cardstock. Cut it 3 inches by 3 inches. Oh, look, and we're ready to go. So I went through my stash and hunted for some things. This very first one is really simple. This was a die cut I did ages ago. It's been sitting in my stash doing absolutely nothing. So guess what? It gets to go to work today. I do love this pattern on the back, but it doesn't match the theme for this thrinchie. So guess what? It gets hidden. And we're going to place that pretty much in the center, sort of. Again, this is not about absolute perfection. We're trying to learn to not stress about that, but we do want to do some layering. So that's piece number 1. Then I found this hiding in my stash. We're going to simply glue that down. And of course, I am using my Helmer Tiger grip for all of this because these are all cardstock. And we're going to place this down. I think I want a bit of an angle happening. We might do it something like that. And then I found this. This has been in my stash forever and a day. And I don't know, yes, we're going to keep it very 3D. But because I have had this for so long, I'm actually going to apply some glue to these little double-sided glue pads because I don't trust them. I think it'll fall off in a flash. So let's glue it down. And then we have a cute little butterfly / moth or whatever that decides it wants to be. Then I grabbed a few flowers. They're all nice sparkly ones. And I thought we can add a few more of these little flowers around the place. And like, how easy is this? Like, this is really simple stuff, but a fun way to use up all those bits you've got floating around that you don't know what to do with. And as a rule, they say group things in 3. It's kind on the eye. So we're going to start with one little group of 3 up in the top here, and then we'll see how much more we want to add. Okay, place that down there. I think we might have another little trio down the bottom here. What if we go for this pretty pink one? Right, down we go there. Now, let's see. We use the bluish one, so I'll pick this one. It's sort of a bit of a yellowy colour, all a little bit iridescent and shimmery. I don't mind a bit of shimmer. And why not one of these gold ones? Okay. And I think we might call this one done. There we go. We have our first thrinchie. Very simple, just using up scraps. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So the next one, I'll get rid of those. We won't be needing those for now. The next one, this was a piece of cardstock, but not cardstock, like card paper. I don't know where it came from, but it was quite thin. So I did glue it down onto a piece of cardstock because I think these need to have some substance. So we're going to start with that. Then I went through my stash of papers and I punched out all these little hearts. Okay, so what I'm going to do is one at a time, I'm going to flip these over and I'm just going to place a tiny dab of glue here. When I have finished this, I am going to run it through the sewing machine. And this glue and sewing machine needles are not really the best of friends. So I'm going to just put a tiny bit of glue there, and that will hold all these hearts in place so that I can sew down them, because I think that might look quite cute. So again, I have to get it onto this side here, and that way there'll be no glue and my needle at war. And I'm putting them right up to the edge, and I thought I might sort of go, you know, one darker one, one lighter one, and so forth. So again, great way to use up stash. This is just painty papers that I had.
I didn't catch that.
Excuse me, I don't need your help today. All right, so now I need another light one. Yep, I'll go with this one. Okay, dark. Oh, I keep having to make sure I get the glue on the right side. Or it's actually the left side, but you know what I mean. Then light again. And finally, a dark one. Very simple, but should look good when we have some stitching through it. Okay, that's the lucky last one. They fit there beautifully. Then the next thing you can do is look at using some fabric scraps as well. Now, this one was actually gifted to me in another swap that I did sometime last year, and I was going to make my own, but I went, you know what, this is just so delightful and I really feel it goes with this perfectly. So I will be gluing that down on there. It's a layer of tulle, then some this rough stuff, and then like a piece of calico, and then felt and lace. How cool is that? Actually, that'd be another great project. I might have to do a video on doing things like this, because that's actually a lot of fun with a little button sewn on. But what I will do is I'm not going to glue that down yet. I want to glue it down once I've put the sewing on it, because as you can see, it's going to get in the way. So you will see in the photo when these are finished, I'll have the sewing done for that one. So use up thin papers can be worked with too. Just pop it onto some cardstock. Then the next thing, who has been to the hardware store and collected paint chips? This is a paint chip. They're a lovely quality, so I didn't do anything with this one. And I ran it through my embossing machine. If you don't have an embossing machine, what you can try and do is find something that's patterned. If you have an embossing folder, sometimes people have them because they use them for cake decorating. You can try and get the same effect using a rolling pin. But honestly, if you're into junk journaling or anything like this, an embossing machine or a die cut machine is really one of the best investments you can ever make. So I'm quite liking this the way it is, but then I thought, what if I got a little bit of this now? This stamp pad, what's this one? This is a golden. This one, I don't know where I got them from. They're not the same quality as the Versa Mark ones, honestly, but they still do work. And I thought if I just gently rub this on some of the sections and just try and put a little bit of gold highlight on some of these raised bits, just for fun. Don't have to do this, but I thought, why not? Let's try it. This is all about using scraps and supplies. And sometimes we have all these things in our stash and we don't use them. I think that looks pretty cool. I do like that. And then I found these 3 leaves and this flower, and I've grabbed a little word tropical. Now, this one here was just cut from a dark green cardstock. We're going to place that one down first. Again, using tiger glue, my Helmer's, my favourite. It's fabulous for doing things like this. Nothing will move. So we place that one down first. Then because this guy is the odd one out, we're going to pop that one down next. Again, with these, I don't feel you need to be paranoid that every little bit is stuck down perfectly. I'm going for a 3D look here, so I don't mind if the leaves sort of have a bit of movement in them. And I also don't care that that ink's not dry yet. It's no problem. This was cut, oh, I don't know, this feels quite thick, but it looks like something from a magazine. Maybe it was actually a piece of cardstock. But I don't know. This is the thing. You see, I have this stash of stuff and I don't even know where I got it from. But what I do like is that it's a couple of different shades of green, which I find quite appealing. So we're going to pop that down there. And then this is just a cute little hibiscus flower. So we're going for a lovely summer tropical feel with this particular card, or thrinchies, let's be correct. We might just pop that down there. And then I've got this tiny little word. This was from a Kaiser Craft page that I have found in my stash because I just needed something, but I didn't know what. And I thought, oh, this is perfect because it's only tiny because I don't have a lot of room. So we're just going to pop that down there. And voila, how easy was that? We have another one done. Thrinchies number 2. Okay, now the next one. This was a piece of scrap. It has a bit of coffee on it and it has a bit of brown acrylic paint and is quite an unattractive piece on its own. But I thought, how about we do a coffee themed one? I like coffee themed everything. So I've grabbed my Distress Oxide ground espresso. Seeing we're doing a coffee themed card, why don't we give it a bit of a darker edge? I think that definitely goes. Oops, what's that? Is that a bit of glue? Yes, let's get rid of that off my nail. See, this sometimes the ugliest things, if you cover most of it up, it just becomes a really interesting background. And I really can't see the point of doing that, but I will anyway. There we go. All right, so I went through my stash and I found some things that are a little bit coffee themed. here we go. This is what I collected. So we're going to start with this piece, and we're just going to grab the glue stick and glue it down. It's a coffee stain I tore out of a full sheet that I have. And we'll pop that right down in this corner. Because this is all quite thin paper, I'm just going to use a glue stick. That should do the job. And then this little coffee stain tag arrangement, that's a little bit thicker. We might use the tiger grip for that. Doesn't really matter because it's not super thick, so I'm sure the Uhu glue stick would have done the job. And let's pop that on there. Maybe not. Oh yeah, let's go right. There we go. Let's get that right even up the top there. And then we've got this tiny little piece. I bought a cut apart pad. It was a little 6x6 pad, coffee related. There's virtually none of it left, but I did have this one little piece. It must have been waiting for this day. So we'll put a tiny bit of ink on that, and then we will glue this down. Pop that right in there. And then I found this and I thought that is perfect. The aroma of coffee always cheers me up. That would be an absolute yes. So let's finish off our coffee themed one, and we might put this across the top here because those words underneath there mean nothing. They're not helpful. They're not coffee related, so I'm happy to cover them up. And how cool is that? So a nice grungy piece of cardboard that was very unattractive becomes a very cute coffee thrinchie. Okay, next one. I have a piece of cardstock that I've done something with, a bit of maybe stenciling, and it's grotty, even maybe has a bit of glue stuck on there. I went, well, okay, it was, of course, part of a larger sheet, but I went, this is perfect. If we glue our things down to the yucky side, no one's going to see anything. So then I went through and grabbed some of my painty papers, and I thought I want to go with beautiful, bright colours for this one. So I thought what I would do, I might start off with this one. We're going to cut a straight strip to start with. Now, does that work? Oh, it does. So let's grab this and we're going to put some glue stick on it. And then I'll trim it up when I've finished. So how about we go with that right up there, and then we can just trim off the excess when we're done. Okay, that's the first bit. Now let's see. I quite like, no, maybe, oh, what if we go for this yellow? I do like the yellow. Is this bit long enough? It is. So I'm just going to tear this bit. And we're going to tear another strip so that we end up with some rough edges on show. I think that should look pretty cool. Yes, I like the look of that. Okay, what are we going for next? Maybe this lovely hot pink. That's one of my favourite colours. So we'll tear that down. And if we, no, I want that one there. I don't think I want the white. Okay, so let's just add some glue to this. The white will be hidden underneath the next strip. Yeah, I like the bold. I don't think I need the white bit showing there. Then maybe a bit of this. Is that? Yep, that would fit in beautifully. And then we've just got to, oh, see, this is where I always forget which way to tear. One way you get white, one way you don't. That looks perfect. Will that fit? Yes. Okay, we're liking that. So let's pop that one down. And then lucky last, I adore this. It's reddy, pinky, and it's got a gold stencil on top of it. I like that. And I think we'll use this bit here. So we'll just tear this down so I don't have the white bit showing. Add a bit of glue. Right, there we go. Even though they're very similar in colour, they are different, and I think they look fabulous. Okay, so just pressing all that down, then we're just going to flip this over. Oh, this edge is almost perfect anyway. Just trim off all this excess. Okay, and now we have one very colourful, very attractive thrinchie. I actually quite like that one just like that. I might have to do a couple more of those with all these pretty painty papers. And now, because that is so bold, I decided for contrast that we would go with, except of course I can't find it now under all my painty papers. Hang on a minute. Oh, there's one of them. Okay, so I decided that because this is so bright, we're going to go with black and white for contrast. So I found these two pieces in my stash and I thought they looked pretty cool. So I know this is vellum, but if we pop a bit of glue down just where the leaves are, hopefully we won't notice the glue too much. Vellum can be a bit of a cow to stick down. Sometimes it gets lumpy and then you can see the glue. But I think if most of it's hidden behind there, I think we'll be okay. We're going to pop that down there. And that way you can also, a bit of the colour still shows through. Yeah, see, that's going to look fine thanks to those leaves. And then we have this simple one in my stash as well. And I think that looks pretty cool. And then lucky last, I've got these little pearly things, and I think we need a few of these dotted on in here, just for fun. I don't want to cover up all that beautiful colour. I think it looks cool the way it is. So we're just going to add a few. I think we might just leave it at the 3. I think that looks great. Okay, we will leave that. So that is some thrinchies. Now, how easy is this? And all sorts of scraps you can turn into thrinchies. And then, of course, as I said, wouldn't that be a great little gift tag? Punch a hole in it, add some ribbon or string. That'll make a gorgeous gift tag. Or make a heap, and if you are into card making, instant card toppers. I think they would look absolutely gorgeous. So go and grab your scraps and make yourself some thrinchies. They are a lot of fun. So if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments box below. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. I would really appreciate it. And until next time, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye for now.